That's my Digital Dojo intro noise. Welcome to the Digital Dojo, where we challenge, cooperate, meditate on the video games, and sometimes read books because we're the Reading Renegades. Wow!
Wow.
Wow. I'm not a very consistent streamer, alright? I'm not these days. That's okay.
It's
Well,
okay.
why do you need consistency?
Because it gives flavor to foods, right?
No, it gives texture to foods.
Oh yeah, texture. Sorry. Yeah, see, this is exactly... Yeah. Need my brain needs to cook a little bit.
Alright, well, let us know when you're baked. And in the meanwhile, hello everyone. Welcome in. I hope you're all doing well. Hello, Key Energy. See you here. Thank you for the yo.
Yo, Key Energy.
Yes.
Yo, yo, yo.
It is time
Hi.
for more Reading Renegades.
Aw, yeah. Hello, I'm Baljeet. And we're here in my classroom, while also being in the Digital Dojo. And this is day 14. I know we're almost done with the month, but day 14 of the fundraiser. And hi, Key. Thanks for coming and supporting again.
Let's go, Metaviver.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that real quick. If
Yeah.
that's okay with y'all.
Yeah, have at it.
We're,
Tell me about your Metaviver.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, so Metaviver is an organization that helps raise money for research for metastatic breast cancer and helps provides like support groups for people who've had metastatic breast cancer or who have it, or their like family members and loved ones. This is our third year doing the fundraiser, and last year we raised like $500.
Wow,
This year we've doubled the
nice.
goal just to see if we can get there, and we're like 3 goals in. We're at $75 right now. But you know, it's better than nothing. We're doing this in honor of my mom. And I'm just, you know, excited to be able to continue to do this. I got the Tiltify link pinned in my chat. If anyone would like to donate or just being here, it means a lot. Let me put the incentives and goals up real quick too. Additionally, any money that is spent towards the Bandcamp album stuff that I have posted will go towards Metaviver for this month as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There are our incentives and goals. I have a whole bunch of Bean Boozled stuff that is yet to be consumed.
Stardew Valley because Crundle said so.
I mean, it sounds like a good reason.
I mean, if
Yeah.
Crundle said so, then I think I'm gonna have to donate soon here.
It reminds me of something else that goes kind of with this. So we're doing a goal from last year's stream, which is the Who's That Pokemon. We're playing that tomorrow, but it's just on the visual stuff.
Nice.
But Satil, I know that you have more of the video game knowledge. How much of the Pokemon games have you played?
Generation 1, 2, and 4. That's it, pretty much.
So there is also one that has like the Pokemon cries. I feel like that would be an interesting one to do.
Ooh,
as
yeah,
well.
that's fun.
If you would like to participate in that at some point, we could also do that this month or just sometime, you know, whenever.
I remember having fun with the Generation 4 Pokédex because you could, like, change the pitch and, like, tone.
And slow it down. And everything.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Just making fun music with Pokemon cries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
How's
fun
everyone
music with
doing?
Fungus. I don't know if I've shared those videos with you guys.
Oh yes, that's so interesting. How it's like they're playing like the little synthesizer with
Yeah,
the electric.
yeah.
Like,
Have you
is there
seen
on there?
that,
Yeah.
Celine? With the mushrooms playing music?
I have not.
Okay. I posted it in Isaac's Discord too, but it's like they sync up a device to fungi and like other plants, and they read like the electric, bioelectric signals, that come from the plants. And anytime that happens, it like makes the apparatus move and like play a note on like a keyboard or a xylophone or something like that. And sometimes it makes up some catchy tunes without even knowing it.
I imagine it would be kind of like a potato clock, in that using like whatever
Yeah.
chemical changes are happening
Yeah.
there. But
It's fun.
Hey,
I like to think every
regardless,
mushroom
it sounds
has
like
a
it's
different...
got potential.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Potato.
Potato potential.
Potato tension.
Grill
say
'em,
potato
mash
with
'em, put 'em in
potential.
a stew.
Yeah. I like to think every plant and mushroom that they post, because one channel that does it has their own personality, you know. And they do like jam sessions too. Like they hook up like a bunch of plants and mushrooms together to have a jam session. It's
that
just
sounds really
fascinating.
The mycelium sings to me.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like, and I don't know if like this was the inspiration for something in Animal Crossing, but like the gyroids you collect in that game, like it reminds me of that almost, because they all do like random sounds and like at different intervals, and then together they like harmonize. It kind of reminds me of that, you know. So it's like, instead of collecting like these different statues that make sounds, you're collecting different plants that make sounds.
Oh, yeah.
The music mushroom.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you.
Oh, I approve. I'll definitely have to take a look. And no, I'm doing pretty well. Just been exceedingly busy the last couple of weeks. So I've been getting back into doing my own regular stream. We've been doing W.B. Du Bois's The Souls of Black Folk for Black History Month here. So
Nice.
that
Nice.
it's really good, but it's also like super dense in terms of just like all the stuff that I would want to dive into with it. Like Frederick Douglass was relatable. W.B. Du Bois is like just singing right alongside, and it's like being in the choir instead of listening to a lecture for me in so many ways, and I'm really enjoying it. And then on top of that, I've been I grabbed a bunch of people and we're trying out Matrix as a Discord replacement. So
Oh,
for those
yeah.
not already aware, Discord's looking to do some very serious privacy invasion in order to implement a new round of age verification. And while they claim that they're not going to keep any of this information longer than it takes to do the verification, they had a major data leak back in October that indicated that they already aren't following through with their promises on that. So seeing them extend that to more regions just makes it even more of a reason to say, no, suck it.
Yeah. I was actually going to
think I
bring
can
that
say
up
that
too, because I
here.
wanted to try and attempt to do a switch over there. I just don't know how many of my pals are going to be a-going.
Well, there's a few different
Yeah.
ones that we're trying out as well. Matrix is the one that I've been enjoying the most, and that's based off of IRC and the Bonjour protocol. So it's kind of it built on some very mature technology, and we've been able to get some cool stuff going there. So if you're interested, I'll definitely add you into the experiment as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of a friend set up a private instance of this infrastructure for testing purposes. So the more people we get over there to test that out, the better. Partly because it gives us some load testing, but partly because it makes sure that people will actually enjoy using it, at least from a creative standpoint. If the creatives are there, I get the feeling at least parts of the audience will follow. People aren't on Discord because of me, but they're in my Discord because of me.
Right.
So I figure if I do things like private readings every once in a while or movie nights over on Matrix instead of Discord, it'll start drawing people in that direction.
That makes sense.
But There's also another one that we'll be testing out later on here that's kind of promising. We also set up a Stoat instance, but I don't know. I'm not impressed with Stoat personally. It feels too much like Discord for my purposes, and I don't actually like Discord.
Yeah, it can be
but
a
yeah,
little
so
clunky.
it can be, yeah.
Yeah.
So between that and then it just we've also been doing a video series in my server that I'm really grateful to Treeblood for helping get that set up because he's the one who can actually stream stuff off of Gem. But the CBC a few years ago produced a series of documentaries about what the history of life as a black person is like in Canada. So we've also been watching that throughout February, and that's been really cool. The last one that we saw was yesterday. It was about rap, hip hop, and the immigrant experiences.
Nice.
So that's no, it's been really cool. But yeah, and then on top of that, just day job being day job, and things from there. So it's been a very busy time, and then there's also other projects that are not ready to be talked about yet. So
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
but no, a very busy time for me. So we got breast cancer on one side, whole bunch of research on the other. Sateel, how are you doing?
I am also day job being day job, and changes of the lifing. I've been considering going back to school actually for like a master's in library science. I've been trying to get opinions
Yeah.
and thoughts from people I know who are either in the program or are professional librarians. I really want to. I've really always been drawn to archival studies and stuff like that ever since I was a young film student, and I just really believe in media being archived and being accessible to the people who need it and want it, and uncovering hidden histories and all that stuff. So I want to be a part of like managing those records. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
So,
be
like,
part of
I like
managing all that, and
Yeah.
not. I just feel like we're going into an age of like information censorship, or like information being glazed over, and like people not going to the right sources, and I feel like we need librarians now more than ever. So I feel pretty strongly about it. I'm also aware it's a kind of a tough industry to break into. However, I've been applying to some local library jobs and stuff, and I got at least past one phase of an application, so I can take a technical exam as a library assistant, and so we'll see how that goes. I have to do that this weekend. So it might be a career shift. I'll get some library experience, see if I actually like the work and being in that environment. And there's tons and tons of volunteer opportunities at historical societies and stuff like that I could check out too. If that, falls through, or I'm not able to get an opportunity right away, I'm still heavily considering it, still getting opinions from other folks, and, keeping my eyes and ears open. So we'll see if that's the route for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Congratulations on even getting toward that decision.
Yes. It's one of the irons in the fire. The other iron is still working on my dual citizenship for Hungary. So I need to keep going on with that. And then I recently got because instead of streaming, I've been reading a lot on my own. And I made a promise to myself back in high school that I would absolutely finish Lord of the Rings. And so I'm like more than halfway through Two Towers right now. And I'm also going down the rabbit hole because I really love learning about J.R.R. Tolkien's creative process and stuff like that. I've been checking out stuff from the university library I'm working at, because they have the annotated editions of The Hobbit and the history of The Hobbit, which is all like the development documentation from his manuscripts and letters and things like that. And on Interlibrary Loan, I ordered a facsimile of the very first edition of The Hobbit, which is kind of different from, a little bit different from the story we know and love, if you've read The Hobbit. So I'm getting in on a little J.R.R. Tolkien research train, and it's fun. And yeah. There's been a few things that have been preventing me from streaming. I just haven't felt the motivation there, and yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad you found it here this week, because
Yeah,
you know,
I think I mostly
it's
just
good
want to do it to hang out with friends, so I'm grateful for that. And having records of that is important to me. And so streaming is a way of doing that, and I think that's my first and foremost goal when it comes to this kind of stuff. But also, I kind of want more unique stuff to show off on stream on my own, and maybe I'll just have people co-streaming on with me. Not necessarily like playing games together, but like showing off like cool, unique stuff that they might not discover on their own, like ROM hacks and things like that. And going through and navigating and co-navigating through that sort of stuff.
could be
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know. It's been, yeah. Because Baljeet might know about something about this, but in January, one of our friends kind of, we don't know where he is, and that put me in a funk. And
Understandably.
and ever since then, I've slowed down on streaming, and have felt just kind of weird returning to it. So I've been trying to do other things, but I still like consider myself like I want to stream as a hobby, but just been feeling a little less connected to the online space because of that.
It's completely understandable.
For sure. And welcome back. We're always happy to see you, regardless of...
So I'll be
how long it
gone
might
and
take.
back. I'll be there and back again, to reference The Hobbit.
I was waiting for that one. Yeah.
It is a long-awaited pun.
So that's how I've been doing. Baljeet, give us the burb update. How's the burb cooking in the egg?
So we got, I guess, technically two burp updates. So burb that is here. Burb is potty training, and that has been its own thing. Learning how to navigate that as a squeamish individual, I've had to step up as a parent with that, to say the least. My wife was out of town last weekend, like going on a trip for my sister's bachelorette party, and so we had like some good like bonding time with just me and the kiddo for a bit, and it was it was nice. Definitely had to make sure like I asked for help with my in-laws for sure, but it was still good to have that time with her. Eggy is what we're going to be calling the next burb to arrive in the nest until and maybe once she's here she might still be Eggy. But only like 2 to 3 months away, because we're almost in March, so yeah,
It's gonna fly by too.
But things are going well with that. I think coming up soon is when like we get to like appointments are gonna be like more and more like close together, and I don't know, I'm excited for it. I'm really enjoying like stepping up a little bit more, because I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Like I feel like there's some gratification in being a good father and a husband. I feel like that sounds, I don't know if that sounds weird, but like,
No, I think that's natural.
yeah. And then with school stuff, things have been just hectic right now. With February, it's like they do fundraising for what they're doing on their end with stuff, and so the kiddos have to do a lot of things. But we're navigating this. So once February is done, it's gonna be like a breathe for a second, and then we get back to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's your day going, Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know who Yu-Gi-Oh! What Yu-Gi-Oh! was, and I was like, let me tell you something. I played Pokemon, but I still knew what Yu-Gi-Oh! Was as a kid.
I still know the Yu-Gi-Ohs and the Pokemans, the Beyblades,
And the Digimon.
and the Digimans, and the Duel Monsters, and the Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm. They knew what Dragon Ball Z is and all that.
Yeah. Dragon Ball is still ever popular. I don't know if One Piece has eclipsed it in popularity though. I feel like they're still pretty tight.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I am caught up with it as far as I know, and I don't know if it's like a recency bias, but like I definitely like this last arc
Mm-hmm.
the most so far.
Yeah, I'd like to read it
I think it might just
someday.
be culminating of one day.
Yeah.
What I've been told from one of my friends who like is a I feel like translator might be the wrong word, but they work for a company that they use Japanese very heavily in their day-to-day life, and they said it's a little bit harder to read it and definitely like to learn Japanese from it because of its different dialects or like individual phrasing from each character that's that's in there.
Yeah, Japan goes crazy with the different dialects of the characters, and that's really hard to get across in English. I've been following a stream. There's this website called Legends of Localization that's run by Clyde Mandolin, or Tomato, who did the Mother 3 translation. And one of his big interests is Final Fantasy IV, and he's done a few projects with Final Fantasy IV. And right now, he's doing a project where he's comparing the original Japanese text to the English localized text from the initial US release, and then two fan translations, and seeing how they match up against each other. He's got a whole scoring card going on, and like two of both the original release and one of the fan translations is like in the negatives right now, and the negative scores. It's really interesting to see how it's going. That's one of my favorite things is learning about localization and stuff like that. Part of the, I guess, library instinct inside of me, perhaps. But yeah. Cool.
Very cool.
So, shall we?
I think we may as well. It's
Okay.
why we all gathered here.
So at this
Shall we
point
go on?
in Book 18 of the Odyssey, are we still playing the longest game of telephone, as Celine once put it? Is Odysseus still like not like showing off his true colors to the people in Ithaca, or was that the last chapter? Did he reveal himself?
So, last chapter, he was still very much being a beggar.
Mm-hmm.
And his son is aware of who Odysseus is. He's been kind of laying out some of the groundwork. And his wife was holding a banquet. And Odysseus shows up in kind of this beggar guise, and Penelope's like, hey, why don't you just, like, hang out and beg? Because, like, you're a beggar. This is what you do. There's no reason to be more ashamed than usual. You're a beggar. Come on, do your thing. And so he goes around to each of these people at this banquet that his own household is putting on, remember that nobody's like it's not a bring your own bread kind of situation. This is everybody's here by his own by Odysseus's hospitality, basically.
Yep.
And so Odysseus goes around and he begs a little bit of like bread and a little bit of meat from everybody at this feast. So it's mostly just kind of them laughing at, oh yeah, there's beggars and this is a reason to be, kind of generous with things. And he gets to Antinous, and Antinous is like, haha, no, suck it, I got mine. And like
Yeah, I remember there was
everybody
an
else at this
altercation there.
feast,
Yeah.
is just gawking at this man who's like, this isn't even your food, my dude. It's a beggar. Give him some food. And he's just like, nah, man, I ain't playing this game. And it just makes... I think at this point, Homer's just trying to make sure that everybody realizes just how terrible these suitors are.
Yep. And then like
that
they're
at
gonna get
least-
their comeuppance once that reveal happens, and it's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. And then I believe it was toward the end of the episode last time that Penelope's like, I'm pretty sure that was my husband hanging out there. So she's at least aware that Odysseus is back, but isn't necessarily looped in on the details of the plan.
Gotcha. All right, we're caught up then. Let's do Celine, since you just did a bunch of talking. I will start. We'll go reverse order this time. I will start, then Baljeet, then you, and then rotate.
Sounds like a plan.
All
Don't want to
right.
get too much of me on the show after all.
Well, you're just so good at summarizing, and I don't want you to wear out your vocal cords, you know.
Oh, I understand. You wouldn't want to stress these old voices. After all, it's very important to keep them fresh. You never know when you might have an emergency voice acting situation.
Indeed. All right, let me make sure my microphone's close to me. Let me bring it a little closer. Hold on. All right.
Come closer.
Me. Book 8.